Ani Bojo, Brent Bissaillon, Adishnikaz, Makwado Dem, Kanajabing, oh, and Donjaba. No? Yeah, okay. I'm backwards, so sometimes I get things. Well, I guess I'm the last, so I get to kind of tie up all. I don't know how to follow all of my fellow chiefs and elders. It's been an amazing experience listening to all of you. I will never make the mistake again of calling myself a young chief. Apparently it affects everybody very seriously for a very long time because they bring it up all the time now. But the knowledge and the wealth and the information that you all carry is truly inspiring, and I could sit here and talk about something that I've learned from each one of you over this time, and it's phenomenal. One, I'd like to thank the co-chairs, the chairs, for your great leading and keeping us on track. The RHW crew for all of your hard work. I think last night a few of us were hanging out and we almost mounted we're gonna go back to the lodge because that was so much fun. Okay, let's go. Tomorrow we're gonna tell everyone we're heading to the lodge. We're gonna be in the lodge because, that lodge just, it literally refueled, it refueled me. I can say that COVID has not been easy. I don't think this has been easy for any leadership. Our first global pandemic in recent history at least. And I commend all of you for leading your communities at this time because it is difficult. The decisions we have to make are not easy. And at the end of the day, I think we all are trying our best to build community and just keep our people together. And I just want to say thank you for providing such guidance and leadership on how to do that. I want to thank the elders who are here. The path that you have blazed and you have carved for us young people is truly amazing. And every day that I walk this path or I get back on the path, because sometimes we all fall off, you're always there with open arms and open hearts to welcome us back. And I that is something that is deeply appreciated from myself. From what I've been hearing on the treaty and what we've talked about, I guess my message is I really want to see more young people here. I attended the very first Robinson Huron treaty gathering, and I was a worker. I was not a chief. So if you went back and told me that one day I would be sitting in the circle with the likes of you, I would have laughed. But I remember that first meeting. We had a youth panel. And actually, I think my young friend Quinn Mawasaki was on that, along with I think Nikki was on that too. But we had a youth panel. We had the youth spoke about the importance of the treaty. I missed that this time. I missed the youth. And I will say, as a youth, it's pretty hard out there right now. Our world doesn't seem like we have lots of hope. There's climate change. There's all of these factors, COVID itself, right? It's been 2 years and I feel like this is never gonna end, but it is. And how do we bring back that hope to young people? Because I think I lose hope. I lost hope. And this event actually kind of brought me back. If you would have saw me in the ceremonies the other day, you would have seen tears and sadness because, it's difficult. Very difficult. And as a young person, as a youth, as a queer two-spirit person, that was the first time I had ever heard myself or anybody else like myself acknowledged in that circle. And that was, wow. I will say that two-spirit people have a lot of love, a lot of laughter, a lot of knowledge to give to our communities, and all we want is to be welcomed back, And that's something I challenge the leadership here is open this circle up, It's not just men and women. There are more that sit around these circles. We had more circles. And I always try and tell my community, I'm just the one person. You call me the chief, and everyone's like, chief, 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 chief. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm one person. There are several leaders. I consider Quinn Mawasaki a leader. I listen to his words. I listen to other youth because they are leaders. We didn't have just a single leader. That's a colonial thing. We had multiple leaders that would do different things. They each had their own gifts. And so my message to young people is, what are your gifts? What can you bring to your communities? And get on your councils. Get on to your chief and councils and learn what goes on at that table. Learn how important your voice is, because we need young people's voices in these conversations, because we're going to live with it. So get in on the ground floor and help us build this, and listen to your elders. I love Grandma Irene, she's the best. And her stories are so uplifting. And, you know, we have to spend time with them while they're around and here with us. I want to thank the staffs, the fire keepers. We could go on forever giving thanks, and so my thanks, the spirits know who I thank and what I thank, and I'm eternally blessed to be sitting in this chair. And I hope that in the future, when we look back on these treaty talks, we have more than just one. We should have a spring gathering, a fall gathering, and at that spring gathering, we should be sent home back to our communities with stuff to bring back at that fall gathering. So we have all summer to talk and discuss. And so at that fall and winter gathering, when we come back, the question should be asked, what did your community say? And we go, this is what we've said. And then we have all winter to work on that, to come back to those spring fasts and deliver the messages again of what we've decided. So I will say, let's gather more than once a year. Let's gather as many times as possible, because I think this is exactly how we grow as a nation, we grow as people, we grow as leaders, and you know, maybe next year we have a youth co-chair. Maybe we have other things. You know, let's get creative. I want to thank the litigation fund. Laura, you're awesome. And again, she's a great young leader sitting at that table. You know, look around at your young people and tell them that they mean something. Autumn Smith is one of the most amazing young women you will ever meet, or young person you will ever meet in your life. I apologize, right? Her art is phenomenal, and you know, I had her paint my name, and that is one of my most treasured possessions in my life, is the picture of my name. And all I had to do was give it to her with the colors, and it came in spirit, and it's beautiful. And so let's lift up our young people. Let's raise them up. And when they make mistakes, don't tear them down, because we're learning, and I'm eternally grateful for your patience in that. Serpent River, I saw some community members on there, and I've actually seen a few community members in here, so I just want to say thank you, Serpent River. You know, I had never lived there before becoming the chief. I had actually moved, and then 3 months into the becoming chief, the pandemic hit, and we all got stuck in our houses for 2 years, so it has been interesting. But I'm eternally grateful. I will say that I've been struggling for about a month now, really struggling with my mental health. And, you know, one day I had 2 community members knock on my door, and they said, "Hi, Cheif, we're here." And I said, "Okay, like, what's going on?" And they immediately just were like, "Can we come in and talk to you for a bit?" I said, "Okay, sure." And they stayed for an hour, and they performed ceremony. We talked, and for some reason, my spirit reached out, and they came over. And that's the beauty of community, right? So once this COVID is over, and we can all hug, I know we hugged today, and it was felt really weird. But once this is over, I can't wait for everybody to come back together. I can't wait. I'm hoping we could have a grand council fire where all of our councils come together, all the chiefs, everybody, community, and it'll be truly beautiful. We also need a round dance at these gatherings. I think we need a good old round dance, I'm just saying, that'd be fun. But I thank you. I'm eternally blessed, and Chimigwech.